Think back to when you were in school, taking a math test. You could write down the correct final answer, but if you didn't write out the steps you took to get there, the teacher would still dock your points. You had to show your work. Right now, modern artificial intelligence is taking a similar test on a global scale. These systems are processing staggering volumes of text, images, and audio to help us solve some of our most complicated problems. But we are running into the black box problem. Many of these systems are swallowing mountains of information and spitting out an answer, but they don't provide any way for us to see the internal logic they use to reach it. This lack of transparency creates a dangerous risk. A black box AI used by a university could deny a student a life-changing scholarship, or a medical AI could misdiagnose a patient, and no one would know why the machine made that choice.
If we trust a system we can't see into, we risk repeating and magnifying human biases thousands of times over. To prevent that, we have to force AI to show its homework. Computer scientists are fixing this by building systems that can actually explain themselves. It's like a teacher standing over a student and making them write out every single step of an equation so we can see how they're thinking. This is a daunting hurdle. A single AI model relies on billions of individual internal settings, all shifting at once. To understand them, researchers have to turn that opaque black box into a transparent glass box. This works by forcing the software to highlight the specific pieces of data that carried the most weight when it made its final decision. When we can see that path, a person can instantly spot if a decision was unfair. If an AI rejects a job applicant and the glass box shows it made that choice because of the applicant's zip code, we can catch that error and correct it. By making these systems explainable, we ensure that old prejudices don't stay hidden inside the math. But seeing the steps is only one part of the solution. Transparency doesn't help much if the system doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong. That's why we're starting to give AI a constitution. Think of it as a strict school code of conduct that the system has to follow before it's even allowed to answer a question. This chart shows how standard models often struggle with a trade-off. If they try to be more helpful, they often become less safe, sometimes making up facts or giving bad advice just to satisfy a request. But look at this top gray line, representing the model that was given a rulebook. By checking its own work against those rules, it actually gets safer and more useful at the same time, breaking the limits of the older models. When we provide a clear rulebook, we ensure the foundation of the technology aligns with human values, stopping unethical mistakes before they happen. Even with transparent steps and a clear rulebook, you still wouldn't leave a student entirely unsupervised during a final exam. That is why we keep an expert human in the middle of the process. They act like a teacher, reviewing the system's work before any high-stakes grade is submitted. For critical decisions like a bank loan or a medical diagnosis, this human failsafe is vital. AI can still make things up or miss subtle context, so we need a person to catch those mistakes before they affect someone's life. Combining a person's judgment with the sheer speed and scale of a computer creates a system that is more reliable and adaptable than either could be on its own. When an AI follows a constitution, shows its work, and collaborates with human experts, it stops being a mystery and starts becoming a partner we can trust. We can see this change happening right now in the global policy cycle. Governments are moving from just designing these rules to actually implementing them, making these safety standards the law of the land. This leads to a future where we can finally verify the logic behind a medical diagnosis, ensure bank loans are handed out fairly, and keep the job market free from hidden biases. AI doesn't have to be a mystery. By demanding that our technology shows its homework, we can build a future that is smarter and fairer for everyone.